awkward phases like everyone else. Don't worry, Mariah. Your secret's safe with us.
Alanis? Oh my God, he's complete tune.
It's no secret how Alanis Morissette packaged herself back in the 80s when she got her start in Canada. Of course, it wasn't long before she grew out the perm and swallowed a bitter pill.
Large improvement from what she was looking like in high school.
And yup, it's Debbie Gibson. Now here's one girl who never got bitter.
She hasn't really changed at all in the past 10 years.
In fact, she suffers from terminal perkiness.
You know, I never went and did the whole Alanis Morissette transformation. You know, she used to have the big hair and do the dance tunes, and then she did a complete 180. For me, I've always been very comfortable with my basic style.
There have been a few changes along the way. She's now outgrown her bubblegum pop persona and prefers to be called Deborah. But back when she was just cute little Debbie, she was willing to do anything to be a star.
I grew up thinking, I have to know how to tap dance, I have to know how to sing, I have to know how to juggle, and I learned how to do all those things.
Yup, Debbie could do it all, and people took notice. At the age of 6, she was dubbed a classical piano virtuoso after winning a church talent contest. It wasn't long before Debbie landed a role in almost every theater production in her hometown of Merrick, Long Island. But Debbie was destined for more than just local stardom. When she was 9, she began sharing the spotlight with opera superstars Luciano Pavarotti and Placido Domingo. Well, sort of. She's somewhere in this performance of La Boheme with New York's Metropolitan Opera. Maybe if we slow it down. There she is. But this girl wasn't one to remain in the background. The bright lights of Broadway beckoned, and she was ready for her close-up.
I've been in love with theater from the time I was about 5 years old, and I can remember auditioning for Annie in the theater and coming home going, I touched the orphan's bed.
Unfortunately, that was all she touched. Debbie tried out 10 times for the part of Annie on Broadway, even once making it to the final 10, but she was told she was too tall for the role. Ain't no one likes a tall Annie. So Debbie would just have to settle on graduating high school like everyone else. Of course, you could bet your bottom dollar she would make it to Broadway someday. And she did, as Eponine in Les Mis, and Belle in Beauty and the Beast. Debbie also did London. The London production of Grease, that is, as the sweetheart-turned-sexpot Sandy. But she paid her theatrical dues along the way. Here she is in her high school production of Fiddler on the Roof. Debbie was a real solid performer, all right, but she wasn't exactly paired with Broadway-caliber talent. Hey, buddy, try not to dislocate her shoulder, okay? Soon Debbie moved on to her first desk job, a commercial for Commodore computers. Remember them? That's her right there. In case you missed it, here she comes again.
Hey, stop.
Right there. Debbie had a little more screen time in this ad for Mandy's Clothing. Here she comes in this striped shirt. She could lip sync with the best of them. Soon she put that skill to work touting this low-cholesterol breakfast. No, you're not seeing triple. That's her on the left. Clearly, Debbie wasn't getting enough exposure this way, and singing would be her real meal ticket. She'd perform just about anywhere, from street fairs to gigs at this ice cream parlor. Debbie was finally getting the star treatment, but she had bigger plans.
I'd love to do a duet with Billy Joel.
Well, Debbie, it's your lucky day.
Just to have something to say. The moment is right. Hold my emotions inside. Time to make it
You won't find Debbie touring with Billy these days, but you gotta give her credit. She did manage to survive the dreaded teen idol curse.
Instead of focusing on other people's perception of me, I always focused on what I was doing. Because of that, I had no regrets.
Just you and